Did a fragrance ever caught you by surprise that you thought like, I know how this will smell because I read the reviews, I saw the notes, I saw other reviewers talking about it. But when you finally smelled it, it was still completely different than you thought it would be. Well, I had them many times before, but these are the 7 that surprised me the most this year. And the very last one, nobody seems to talk about it, but it's amazing. So make sure to watch till the end. First on the list we have Boss Bottled Elixir. This is a new release, and to be honest, I didn't look up the notes, but when I walked in store, I was just surprised by it because normally I don't really like the Boss fragrances, but I thought like, yeah, well, let's just give it a try. And it surprised me in a good way because it smells very nice. It smells not mass appealing. It actually smells more to the niche side. It does remind me of Dior Sauvage Elixir. It has the same like booty warm spicy feeling to it, but it's still very different. It also has a lot of patchouli and labdanum. It's amazing. It's really good in my opinion. It has amazing performance as well. This is the best release from the Boss Bottled line, in my opinion. So yeah, this really surprised me actually. I didn't look up the notes or anything. I just walked into the store. I smelled it and I was like, yeah, it's good. I tested it on skin and after that I got myself a bottle. So Boss Bottled Elixir, to my nose, is very nice. If you like fragrances like Dior Sauvage Elixir, Gisada Ambassador Intense, Latafa Assad, those kind of fragrances, then you have to try this because this is in the same vibe, but still different and it's really nice. To be honest, it's not redundant to have Sauvage Elixir and this one in your collection. So check this one out. Next up we have Roja Elysium Eau Intense, also a 2023 release. I already had the cologne version of this one. The cologne is also an eau de parfum and the original is a parfum version, which is still the best in my opinion. But this surprised me because I thought it would be like more similar and maybe more fresh, but it surprised me with the rhubarb note. The rhubarb note makes it more like green. It's still very fresh and aromatic and green and woody and also citrusy, but it's like a little bit less citrusy as the Parfum Cologne version. So this actually really surprised me. It was a blind gift, so I got it in PR from Roja. I hadn't smelled it before, and yeah, I was surprised by it in a good way. Also, because I thought it would be like more for the spring and summer kind of weather. I think actually this is also perfect for fall. So you can wear it in spring, summer and fall. You can also wear it in winter time, of course. It's like versatile enough to wear it all year round. You can wear it to the office like in a lot of occasions. But I think it's perfect for fall. It just has that like that green rhubarb note and that fades away. It's in the top and in the mid and in the dry down it has more similarities to the previous versions, but it's still very different, so it's not redundant to have all 3 in your collection, to be honest. And yeah, it surprised me in a good way. So Elysium Eau Intense, check it out. Next up we have The Spirit of Dubai, Fakhama. This surprised me a lot actually, because I thought it would be like way more animalic. It has oud and leather and civet, castoreum. It surprised me. It's actually really sweet and it's fruity and it's ambery and it's warm spicy. It also has 4 different kinds of rose and it's perfectly well blended. It's not mass appealing, it's very unique. It's not for the beginner's nose. It's a very high-end niche quality fragrance and it also is very complex. It has a lot of different notes. It's super strong. It has a beast mode performance, but I really thought it would be more animalic, or you know, that the leather and the oud would be more prominent, but it's not. It's actually, it's amazing. I cannot really describe how this feels because you have to experience it yourself, because it's so complex and every time I wear it, it depends on the weather, it depends on different kind of aspects. If it's windy, if it's dry outside, if it's like, you know, a lot of humidity. It depends on many factors and it changes every time on skin, from the top to the mid to the dry down. It has more than 40 fragrance notes. It's really complex. And even if you are like, I don't like rose fragrances, this is blended in very smoothly with the 4 different types of rose. It's not very prominent, it's more in the background, but you can still really detect them. And yeah, this surprised me in a really good way. This is a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. You have to sample this. It's very expensive, but at least try it once, try it on your skin and let me know what you think of it because it's amazing. The Spirit of Dubai, Fakhama. This is Sense of Wood Plum in Cognac. This is an award-winning fragrance and it really surprised me because I saw a lot of reviewers talking about it and also on Instagram writing about it, and a lot of people compared it to Parfums de Marly Harrod, which I really love and I have as well. So I thought like, I really love those vibes. I really love that scent profile. And I looked up the fragrance notes and it has plum and rum and I was like, it has very different notes. Can it be the same? Is it different? And yeah, it's caught me really by surprise because in my opinion, it's very different. Only deep in the dry down, they have some similarities, but like the top and the mid, and it's a whole different fragrance. It's a beautiful, well blended fragrance. It is very warm, spicy. It's very fruity and sweet as well. It has like a balsamic touch to it. It has vanilla and plum and rum and cinnamon and labdanum. It's beautifully well blended and it won an award. Like, I think it was the most extraordinary fragrance of 2020 or 21, if I'm correct. And yeah, if you have the chance to sample this, you really need to because it's like a high-end artistic niche fragrance. It's very unique and the story behind it is also very nice. So yeah, check this one out. Plum and Cognac by Sense of Wood. Next up, we have OmanLuxury Paramour. This really caught me by surprise because Max Aroma sent me the discovery set with 14 different samples and I tested them all blindly. And this was my favorite. And normally I don't really like leather fragrances, but this is just the perfect leather fragrance. They blended the leather with raspberry, grapefruit, bergamot. So it's fruity, it has some freshness to it, but then it's also like really sweet. It has caramel and vanilla. It has sandalwood, which makes it like creamy, woody. It's just a perfect blend. This is really, really well blended. And if you don't like leather fragrances, you need to try this one because I think you will like this one, even if you don't like leather fragrances, because I'm not a big fan of leather fragrances, but this is one of the best leather fragrances I've ever smelled in my entire life. So it really caught me by surprise because yeah, normally I don't like those kind of fragrances, but this is just completely different. It's really unique blended and beast mode performance as well. A very, very beautiful fragrance. They have a lot of other different fragrances, like more to the oriental, like heavy oud kind of vibes and very Middle Eastern. It's from Oman, like Amouage, but they have beautiful quality fragrances. So check out the whole brand, but this is my favorite, so make sure to sample it first because it's not a safe blind buy. Check this one out. Next up, we have another leather fragrance by the house of Argos. This is Fall of Phaeton, and this also caught me by surprise because in the notes, like really in the notes listed on the website, it says animalic leather, and it also has agar wood, which is oud. So I thought, this might be very animalic, and I'm not into the big like animalic leather fragrances, but it's not animalic at all. It's very sweet, citrusy, zesty, creamy, leathery, but in a very smooth blended way. So this one and Paramour, I cannot really decide which one I like more. At this moment, I think that this is my favorite leather fragrance ever, and Paramour is really close because they are both 10 out of 10. And they are also both very different, because that one is more like fruity sweet and this is more like citrusy sweet. It also has vanilla and tonka and cardamom, which is also spicy, of course. It's a beautiful blend. It also shares the same DNA as Danae from the same brand. I also have that one. I think it's somewhere here. Yeah, I have it here, I think. Yeah, this one. So yeah, this is like the big brother of Danae. It's very similar in the same DNA, like with the pink peppercorn and stuff, but this is just more masculine. It's more like sexy. It's like a gentleman's fragrance. This is beautifully well blended, and to my nose it's pretty mass appealing for some weird reason, but you smell that it's a really high-end niche quality fragrance. So I wouldn't recommend to blind buy this, but you can sample it first and let me know what you think, because this is the best or one of the best leather fragrances you can get right now. Check this one out. Last but not least, we have OmanLuxury Zen'gi. This surprised me a lot, because if you think of citrusy booty fragrances, you think another one, Bleu de Chanel kind of vibes, Dior Sauvage kind of vibes, maybe Elysium or other fragrances you think of and you'll be like, another one? And this took me by surprise, because it's very different. It has like, yeah, it's very citrusy and woody, but it's also like fresh, spicy, aromatic. It has wine, red wine, which makes it a little bit boozy, but not too much. It's very well blended in it. It's very sweet as well. It has vanilla, a beautiful blend. The pink peppercorn is also like, yeah, it gives it a little bit of spicy touch. It's super versatile. You can wear this all year around, and it has beast mode performance. It's a Turkish niche brand. They also buy their oils in Turkey, like the most expensive oils. And they use them with very high concentrations. Everything is extrate. I think everything is about 35%. And the beast mode performance is just like out of this world. They have the most strongest fragrances ever. Like Crush on Me is super strong. I have Kutai, it's also very strong. This is like slightly less strong than Kutai, but still beast mode performance. You can wear this, in my opinion, in any occasion. It's very mass appealing and also very unique at the same time. It's not like all the other woody citrusy fragrances out there. This also has olibanum, so it has a bit of like balsamic touches to it. Yeah, this is just different. And with this performance, all right, it's pricey, so sample it first, don't blind buy it. But nobody's talking about this, and I don't know why, because it's one of the best releases of 2023. So check this one out. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think of the fragrances. Have you smelled them before, or are you intrigued by one of them? I can tell you more about them. I will reply on every comment. And if you sample them, also let me know, because my plan is to help you smell better. And this is my honest opinion about all the fragrances. Let me know what you think. Fragrances are subjective, but I really want to have feedback. If you smelled them, let me know. What's your scent of the day? I also want to know. Mine is Triumph of Bacchus. I already talked about it a lot if you watched my channel before. And while you're here, subscribe to my channel. That will be really helpful. You can also watch me on the Instagram every day, because I will post like 2 reels a day, 2 shorts a day, 2 TikToks a day. And on Instagram also 5 to 7 stories each day with discount codes. I do unboxing videos with reviews. I let people guess my scent of the day, and I post my scent of the day. I also have a broadcast channel. I share information about things, like personal things, and also like my own fragrance, which is coming out soon. I will tell you more about that soon as well. And in the meantime, thanks for watching, and you may overspray. Namaste. See you next week with a new video.